Connie here, and I am so glad that you have joined us for week 7 of In and Around Michigan. This week we are traveling to West Central Michigan. Come along with Mr. Sam and learn about the historical facts of this region. Then join me as we talk about the regional features you will find in the 11 counties. When we're done looking at the animals and the farms, you will be joined by Mr. Erik, who will tell you about the economics of this area. Then check out all the cool restaurants that Mr. Terrance recommends that you try in this area. Then you'll be joined by Miss Angie, and she will tell you about the fun things that you can see and do in West Central Michigan. And last but not least, you'll be joined by Miss Ashleigh, and she will tell you about all the services that you can find in this part of Michigan. Hope you enjoy.
Hey, my Torn people, Mr. Sam here, and welcome to your Week 7 Historical Facts for Central Western Michigan, which is this little area that we have right here. Now, of course, this is an area that's dominated mainly by 2 of our cities. I'm going to switch our view over, so get ready. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, and those 2 cities we're going to be talking about are going to be Muskegon and Grand Rapids. Now, I don't know if you've ever been to Grand Rapids, but it's an absolutely beautiful and clean town. Absolutely wonderful, fabulous, and it is Michigan's 2nd biggest city. That is right. And of course, we'll go ahead and dive right into our historical facts for this section. And we're starting right off in Grand Rapids in 1881. And of course, what happened in 1881 in Grand Rapids? Well, I'll tell you that. It was in Grand Rapids, they made the first hydroelectric plants. Okay, now we're not talking about plants that we grow outside. We're talking about plant as in like a factory style. Now this is hydroelectric. So what does that mean? Well, they are producing electricity. That means they are making electricity by using the water. Now what the water does, it simply turns a turbine, which then generates all that electricity. Really cool. And of course, this is the country's first. We have these strewed throughout the United States, and we rely on them heavily. That's a nice, clean source of electricity, okay, instead of burning coal or going into the whole nuclear style. So, yeah, big deal. And it happened right here in Michigan, okay, Grand Rapids. What's up? All right, now, keeping on that dam theme, we're going to drop down and check out. And I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more. Let's get, yeah, there it is. Okay, we're going to talk about the historic Croton Dam on the Muskegon River, built in 1907. Now I'm going to scroll up a little bit. Now that's a cool picture of that dam. Okay, it's awesome. But we're going to go ahead and dive right into the link that we have for it. All right. Now, what makes this thing so special? Because at that time, okay, it produced 110,000 volts, okay? It had 110,000 volt transmission line, which was the largest in the country at that time. And of course, this is his historical site marker that they have right here. And of course, if you watched any of my views in the past, you've seen many of those, but of course with different information. So if you want to read more information on this, go ahead, hit that pause button and read through this selection, and you'll acquire fantastic information. But with all that, we're going to go ahead and slide back to our presentation. Now we're going to bump down to our next historical fact, and of course, it says Grand Rapids became the first city in the United States to add fluoride to its drinking water back in 1945. Okay? Now, of course, drinking water, it's important because we need water to live. Now, when you talk about fluoride, well, what's the benefits? Well, I went and did a little research, and my goodness, it's actually pretty beneficial. And we started right here in Grand Rapids, and of course, it's spread on. Now, I'm jumping, here it is. The 5 reasons why fluoride in water is good for communities. Well, it prevents tooth decay, keeping your teeth all nice, okay? Protects all ages against cavities. Well, who likes cavities? They hurt. safe and effective. Well, I like both those words. Safe, I like to be safe, and effective, I like to do things that are effective. It saves money, which everybody loves to do, and it's natural. It's not that artificial stuff that could potentially harm you. It's natural, it comes from the earth. We don't have to mess with it. It's good stuff, all right? And of course, right here in Grand Rapids. All right, now we're going to slide on to our next historical fact. Drop it down right below it, and this is one of my favorites. Our 30th president grew up right here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And of course, what president is that? Gerald Ford. And if we want to jump over here, we can get to know him. If it will load, it's going, and it's now here. Now, of course, Gerald Ford was the first president to be, I'm sorry, I need to run this sentence right here. Ford became the first unelected president in our nation's history. That, of course, was because Richard Nixon was impeached, but then resigned from office due to the Watergate scandal. He's not a crook, but he was no longer our president. So that's how Gerald Ford was able to hop up into our spot. Now, we'll go ahead and slide down for our very last one. And this one's also a pretty cool one. It says the United States' first regularly scheduled airline service began on July 31st, 1926 between Grand Rapids and Detroit. So stationed in Detroit. Now, what's that mean? Regularly scheduled airplane? Let's dive in here and check this out. Okay. Now it says the United States' first regularly scheduled airline service began at that time and would start from Grand Rapids to Detroit and go back from Detroit to Grand Rapids. Now, of course, we get all sorts of fun facts in here because it was, in 1928, the Ms. Grand Rapids transported the first shipment of furniture by air. And of course, Grand Rapids, big for furniture production, okay? And it was along the Grand River that would lead us right on out, okay? And then, and you know what? I believe I forgot to mention, because I know I talked about two important cities, about Grand Rapids and Muskegon. I forgot to inform everyone that this dam right here, our Croton Dam, that is located in Muskegon. Okay, so that's that reference. All right, so hopefully I'll jump out of the screen and go to the photo so you can see my wonderful face again. Hopefully you found this week's historical facts extremely informational, and I look forward to you watching me on Thursday for our activity. And of course, if you didn't catch it, on Monday the 27th, that was Bugs Bunny's 80th birthday. So if you like Bugs Bunny, hopefully you celebrated yesterday. Have a good one. Again, Mr. Sam.
Friends, Miss Connie here, and we are going to talk about West Central Michigan regional features. Right here in this pink area is West Central Michigan. There are 11 different counties located here in this part of Michigan. Within those 11 counties, you will find 737 different lakes, 10 state parks, 124 county parks, and 9,897 farms. On these farms, farmers grow corn or soybeans, hay. Some of the farms raise berries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, and others raise apples. If they're not farming crops for us to eat, they're raising animals. This area of Michigan is known for all the turkeys, chickens, cattle, both for milk and meat, hogs, pigs, and sheep. You will also find throughout our state, but in this region also, our state tree. Our state tree is the eastern white pine. Some people like this tree for a Christmas tree. In 1955, this white pine was designated as the state tree. It was chosen as a symbol of one of Michigan's greatest industries. In the 1870s to the early 1900s,
100.
1870s to the early 1900s, 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 1870s to the Michigan led the nation in lumber production, and a lot of that lumber came from pines. Native plants that you will find are the stiff goldenrod, the purple meadow rue, the blue coche, the turtlehead, and the rough blazing star. Wildlife commonly found in this region of Michigan is the black-capped chickadee, the otter, the snowshoe hare, the bald eagle, and the hog-nosed snake. Now, the bald eagle is the United States symbol. If you click on this word here, you can hear what a bald eagle sounds like. From the pamphlet, if you click on bald eagle, it will tell you that the bald eagle has been on the endangered list for a long time. Michigan is one of the few states that the bald eagle is starting to nest in again. We have over 700 nesting pairs of eagles that spend time here in Michigan. I hope you will check out the flyer, click on the different links, learn about each individual county and what you can do there. See the number of county parks and state parks are in each county, and learn more about the animals I've shared with you here.
Hey there, Torrent Tigers. It's week 7 of our In and Around Michigan adventure. As always, check over on our transition team pamphlet. This week we're discussing West Central Michigan. West Central Michigan, the 7th portion of our state. If you go down to obviously every page of the pamphlet is got some great facts and information on it, but if you go down to page 2, today we'll be talking about economy. We've got 11 counties, as we'll get into, and they're all listed here alphabetically, and just give you a quick reference of the industry in those counties. Some interesting things that we see as we step over here to the second page. Manufacturing is making a big comeback as we head back down south of our state. We'll start to see some more manufacturing taking place. We do have Oceana County, who has got an uptick here of agriculture, fishing, hunting, and outdoor activity. And we have kind of the trend of a mix between first place for manufacturing or human services. Human services still edging out manufacturing a little bit. And then we've got, in most cases, retail trade coming in our third place. And then we've kind of got a little mix between construction, food service, and as our fourth place. And then in fifth place, we have coming on is our professional, scientific, and technical services. So let's move on over to our presentation here, and we'll just talk real quick about each of these services. So again, we're in West Central Michigan, right here, kind of the light purple that we see in that area. Here are our 11 counties for the week 7. Clinton County, Gratiot County, Ionia County, Isabella County, Kent County, Mecosta County, Montcalm County, Muskegon County, Newaygo County, Oceana County, and Ottawa County. So kind of some our more interesting names of our counties, I think. Some of the counties I've been to and I didn't even realize I'd been to, but just a great grouping of counties as we get down to the central portion of the state. Again, here's our top 5 industries in the, excuse me, I need to make a correction to my West Central Michigan. Again, our top industry, human services. We've got a lot of educational services and health services in the West Central Michigan area. Manufacturing making a strong comeback, almost back into the number 1 spot. retail trade with a strong third. A lot of population in the southern central portion of Michigan. So we're seeing an uptick in retail sales. Also food services hold strong at fourth. And then, like I said, professional, scientific, and technical services moving into our fifth spot. Not as much construction taking place as we saw in the Upper Peninsula. Just not as much area to build on these days in the central and southern portions of the state. Human services, again, won't talk long about this, but again, a lot of medical services. We've got our different transportations, and we've got more manufacturing going on, so we've got more transportation taking place in this part of the state. Educational services, teachers, educational staff. We've got some different universities in this area. So Western Michigan's College of Health and Human Services. A lot of the universities and educational partners offer degrees in human services because there's just so much work needed in these fields. And you can see some students who are studying the health field here as well. So human services, a vast section of employment, but a lot of it in this area we see is education and medical, but there is office work, administrative work, things like that. More companies, more businesses means more people to run them, more administration necessary, all human services. And we kind of, as we get into retail, trade, and some of the other fields, there's a need for human services within those. So it's kind of a large, broad, overreaching field. Our second field, manufacturing. Not a lot of pictures on here today. I want to focus on just a few things and some facts, but if we can zoom in here, let's move in a little bit. There we go. A total of 13,600 small and mid-sized manufacturers in the what I call west to west central portion of the state. You can kind of see it broken up here. And kind of in our area and the southeastern portion of the state, we see 8,000 small manufacturers, and the main being automotive supplies. So a lot of our automotive supplies, we can see it up here, 1,100 in the northern east side. So a lot of our automotive stuff is on the east side of the state, and that's what we always think of as our manufacturing. But as we get on the west side here, very interesting, it's our second largest portion or section of the state for manufacturing, with 3,600 small manufacturers. And the interesting part is the largest industry there is office furniture. So eastern part of the state, very much dominated by automotive field. Western part of the state dominated by more of your office furniture. Like we said, there's more human services and manufacturing and administrative work and IT stuff as we get down here into the scientific and technical services. So there's more need for office space, office furniture, things like that. We need to supply these different jobs with the equipment that they need, and the equipment that they happen to need is a lot of furniture. But a lot of furniture also gets shipped out of the state into different areas. We just happen to be one of the meccas for office furniture. So pretty cool fact there. Just another, we do have the Heinz Manufacturing Company over in Holland, Michigan, on the west side of the state. Heinz, obviously, that delicious red stuff you like to put on your French fries. And then let's just zoom back out. A couple more interesting facts about furniture manufacturing. There are 16,422 total jobs in the state in the field of furniture manufacturing. We won't talk about that. Job growth is up almost 12% in that field. There's 136 different establishments that produce office furniture. Average earnings of $75,000. That's quite nice for that profession. And annual exports, $2 billion a year goes out of our state in office furniture sales. So it's a big export for Michigan and an important piece of the West Central Michigan economy. So pretty interesting stuff there. Retail trade, again, as we populate these areas, Grand Rapids and kind of that side, as we get to that West Central side, very popular, a little bit for tourism. It's nice to get that way, but also a very populated areas because it's a beautiful part of the state also, and a lot going on. So there's a need for different retail. We've got some just kind of focusing on your box store stuff today. We've got, your stocking shelves. We've got your cashier work. We've got some, clothing folding going on here and cleaning of shelves and tidying of shelves. We've got the janitorial side of working in a box store. Floors need to be mopped, swept under. I thought this was cool. Special vacuum that goes under and sweeps up those counters. A lot of stuff gets caught under those sections of the shelving. And then just the human service portion of the job. You may do a lot when you're working in the retail sector by yourself, but when you're working the cash register or you're working with customers, that's that human service piece, so helping customers, assisting customers, dealing with customer needs. It's a big part of retail trade. Number 4, food service again. Like everything, like with retail sales, as places get populated, there's more people in certain areas. There's more of a need for retail establishments and food service establishments. So kind of focusing today on fast food. We've all been there. We all frequent them. We're all familiar with them, but it's a big industry. There's a lot of jobs available in these areas, especially for people looking for new jobs. Jobs working in the food industry where it might not be necessarily, a fancy restaurant or a sit-down restaurant. There's all kinds of different food needs, and fast food is definitely a major point of sale and point of use and economic structure in many areas. So the different jobs in there, you could be from working the cash register and helping customers, cleaning up. You could be cooking. You could be serving out of the window and the drive-through. You could be filling orders here, and bagging orders. So a number of different things, all kind of funneling in that food service and customer service realm. Lastly, we've got professional, scientific, and technical services. When we think of the professional services, we've got our, maybe law firms. We see a few here: legal institutions, accounting, get your taxes done, real estate, consulting, research and development. So a lot of those professional services that you might need assistance from when handling things. Educational services kind of fits in there as well. Scientific services, we can see here, they're kind of working in, when you think of the lab, you think of, what you see here, working with chemicals, testing things, different things like that. So those are your scientific fields, but we also have robotics up here and testing some of the different, maybe research and design of a company's manufacturing. So all that kind of plays in together and ties all these fields in together. As we kind of look at the different fields, as we kind of look at the different fields, we can see how they work together, they meld together. A lot of the companies need each other. Manufacturing things takes design, and then they're manufacturing. Someone has to design those products, maybe in a laboratory, a scientific field, a technical field. Then they can go into production. Those productions need to be boxed up and shipped out and sent out. So you get into your human services fields, you get into your retail fields. Those products have to go on a shelf somewhere, And then all these people who work in these areas need to eat. They need to live in the shop and retail, food services. So everything is interconnected and works together. Technical service, we see things like site surveying, planning, troubleshooting, designing, training, installation, a number of different things. IT professionals. With more companies and more people, there's a need for technology services. I'm talking to the computer. And my students. You say hi to them? Hi, everybody. But as the technology grows in our lives, we find more need for technical services. So we see some growth of that in these areas as well. So that's a quick look at West Central Michigan economy. I hope you guys enjoyed. We got some great activities coming on Thursday. So look forward to seeing you guys then. Hope you have a great day, Torrent Tigers. Take care. Bye-bye. Say bye.
Hi, it's Terrance from 3.6. This week is week number 7, and we are looking at week 7 restaurants in West Central Michigan, an area I've become a little more familiar with over the past 2 summers, particularly even these past few weeks. Let's see where we're going to start. We'll start off in Hart, Michigan at Hart Pizza. I have been here, that's why I'm suggesting it. It is a pizza place. I recommend the pizza and the cheesy bread. The pictures honestly don't even do the pizza taste justice. I get it. Being from Jackson, we've got Clavons down there. They make an amazing pizza. But if you're looking for a good pie and you find yourself up in the Hart, Michigan area, up near Pentwater, stop by Hart Pizza, get some pizza there. It's tasty. Another recommendation of mine that I've personally been to and go to anytime I'm in the Muskegon area would be Toast and Jams. A few things I recommend. Almost everything on the menu I've had has been amazing there, but I recommend their strawberry cheesecake pancakes. We had these the first time we ever went there. So good. They also make cinnamon roll pancakes, which we see down here. Those are delicious as well. And one of my favorite things if I'm going for like a lunch item is a Philly cheesesteak sandwich. Unfortunately, they didn't have any pictures on there, and last time I was there, I didn't take any pictures. But I was just there a few weeks ago and had some amazing food, and this weekend I'm driving around that area. I might stop by and get myself some Toast and Jams, even though that's not where I'm staying. But Toast and Jams in Muskegon, highly, highly recommend this one. Probably my favorite on the list of places I'm going to show you. If you find yourself in the Grand Rapids area and you enjoy some sushi, stop by Rockwell Republic. They make an amazing sushi roll. They have a variety here. Little sesame seeds on top there. I've just started eating sushi the past few years, and I've learned to really like it. Very good. Down here we have a dish with bacon fried rice with Wagyu steak. So a little higher end restaurant, but if you want a little finer dining, when you're in the Grand Rapids area, stop by Rockwell Republic. If you find yourself in Big Rapids, stop on by the Blue Cow Cafe. What do I recommend there? Well, other people recommend the champagne chicken below, which looks very good. They also specialize in some breakfast items such as the steak and egg skillet, which we'll see over here. Looks delicious. I've not personally been to Big Rapids, but I'll be swinging through and stopping by the Blue Cow Cafe. If you're again into sushi, Tao in Big Rapids, I think that's how we pronounce it. Tawa, not sure, but they specialize in sushi rolls, and they have a wide variety of them. You can get the big boats of sushi. So good, so good. So Tawa in Big Rapids. If you find yourself in Mount Pleasant, swing on by Max and Emily's Bakery Cafe. Some people on there were recommending the hot pastrami on rye. It looks pretty good. Always interested in that rye bread. And a sandwich that looked good to me on all the pictures I was looking at was the Russian Spy, which we see over here. Their sandwiches is what they specialize in. Looks delicious there at Max and Emily's Bakery Cafe in Mount Pleasant. While we're in the Mount Pleasant area, we're going to swing on by the Brass. Let's make my picture a little smaller. There we go. Swing on by the Brass, and some people on there were recommending, and by these pictures, it looks amazing. Some of this cheesecake down here, and this is not just a burger. It's called the Brassy. The Brassy. They have some fresh cut French fries. Some of them almost look like potato wedges. They're so big. A fried egg on the burger. If you've not had a fried egg on a burger, try it. I was skeptical at first. I ordered one and asked him for him to put it on the side when I was ordering a burger one time in Hawaii. And then I ended up trying it the next time I went back to that same place while I was there, and thoroughly enjoyed the fried egg on the burger. So the Brass in Mount Pleasant. Next we'll stop in Ada at Zayton Restaurant. They specialize in Mediterranean cuisine, such as the shish kebab dish over here, which is a beef shish kebab. They also do chicken. And over here is the Mediterranean chicken. I love me some sticky rice, and that looks delicious right there. And I also love some seasoned chicken. If you find yourself in Lowell, stopping by the Flat River Grill, people recommend there the steak. This is a filet mignon, medium rare with some mashed potatoes and a little asparagus, which to me almost looks a little, I like mine done a little bit more, but hey, it could be delicious. Just going off the picture. Down here they have some honey black pepper brisket. That was a big ticket item when I was doing my research on this restaurant. A lot of people recommend the honey black pepper brisket at the Flat River Grill in Lowell, Michigan. And that is it for week 7 restaurants in West Central Michigan. Stopping by some of these places, especially Toast and Jams. Just run over to Muskegon from Jackson. You're probably talking like a 2-hour day trip. There's some beautiful beaches over there you can go enjoy on Lake Michigan, and go get yourself some good food. Post those pictures, share some videos, and we will see you all very, very soon.
Good morning, Tigers. So we are on week 7 of our tour around Michigan. And this week we are talking about the west central part of Michigan. We are covering 11 counties this week. And I only included 6 because some of the counties that we would have been talking about, and some of our other transition teachers will be talking about, didn't have a whole lot of attractions. And so I took the ones that had more attractions in them to talk about. So in Kent County, that's more of the Grand Rapids area. The Meyer Gardens, so you can go to this website and look at them. Very, very pretty. You can take a day trip over there and just look at the gardens themselves, and look at the gorgeous flowers and different things that they have there. If you like museums, the Gerald Ford Museum is there as well, and also the Public Museum. There's a zoo there, the John Ball Zoo, and Craig's Cruisers. We've been to Craig's Cruisers and it's a lot of fun, but you could spend a lot of money as well. So, but very fun. It's kind of like an indoor arcade with indoor go-karts, a ropes course, and some fun things like that. The Art Museum and the Grand Rapids Children's Museum. Now these museums, make sure you check on the link to make sure that they're open. I believe the Grand Rapids Children's Museum is not, because of COVID-19, or their hours are just a little bit lessened. So just click on these, and as usual, and you will find out more about those. In Ottawa County, the Grand Haven Lighthouse in Pier, beautiful, beautiful place in Grand Haven, beautiful water. If you walk the little town, it's beautiful as well. The Windmill Island Gardens, I've never been there, but Holland is an absolutely gorgeous place, right on the water. So just the city of Holland itself. So if you visit Holland, make sure you get to the Windmill Island. The Tulip Festival, that's in May, but I put that on there just in case you take a trip to Holland. Maybe you want to take it around the time of the Tulip Festival. That is on my bucket list. I would love to go visit Holland during the time of the Tulip Festival. It is my favorite flower, and so I would love to go see all the tulips and the different colors of tulips and all that kind of stuff. So Muskegon County, Michigan Adventure. I have never been there, but I hear it's awesome. I'm not a huge roller coaster fan or a huge ride person. So, but I hear Michigan Adventure is great, and that is in Muskegon County. They are open, but I believe their hours are cut. So you might want to check out just the website to make sure if you plan on taking a trip there. Clinton County, Uncle John's Cider Mill. Awesome, awesome cider mill, especially in the fall. They do have a winery there as well. That is open as well. They have wonderful pies as well, made out of their homemade apples and I believe peaches. So check that out. Oceana County, another lighthouse, and Lewis's Adventure Farm and Zoo. I had never heard of that until I started researching the counties, and this just seems like, I'm going to click on it. It just seems like a really, really fun place to go as a family. And they just have some really fun, different animals that you would probably see at a zoo, but maybe not as close up. So they have 100+ animals, 46 attractions, and of course an apple orchard. So click on that and read a little bit about it. It says take a break from Lake Michigan to explore, play, and make new memories with the ones you love the most. So check this out. I think that we probably will when we take another trip out that way. So yeah, so that would be fun. So next we have Isabella County, Mount Pleasant Discovery Museum. That's just another museum that kids can go in and play. Also Soaring Eagle Water Park, that is also open, but hours and the amount of people are limited. So if you plan on taking a trip into an indoor water park, you may want to just check the capacity and may want to make reservations. So these are your attractions for week 7. Check these out. And of course, don't forget to take pictures and have loads and loads of fun. We will see you next week. Thanks, Terrance.
Ash here, and we are on region 7 this week. And this region is West Central Michigan. And it is quite a big region. So for this region, we have our local CMHs here, and only 2 counties share a CMH location, which is different from previous ones. So it seems like the bigger the county, the less likely they are to share their offices. The exception would be Clinton, which actually shares with Ingham and Eaton, which are in 2 other regions. So for Therapeutic Services, there were quite a bit this week. I was super excited to see that, but it does make me sad that some of our more rural counties do not get the same experiences those of us that live in cities do. So for equine therapy, we have eQuest Center for Therapeutic Riding in Rockford, Michigan, and Legacy Stables in Caledonia. Both of those are in Kent County. We have Freedom Farm Therapeutic Riding, which is in Ionia. And for music therapy, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 music therapists. And these are from all over the state. There's different regions that they worked in. So if you're looking for a music therapist and you think I missed one, check out Music Therapist, Michigan Music Therapist online. They have Find a Therapist that'll hook you up and tell you what type of music therapy they do. So for local connections, I have eQuest Equine Therapy on Local Connections because I thought they were a really cool organization. They do more than just therapeutic riding. They also have an opportunity where you can do music therapy while you ride, which combines 2 therapies, and they get a lot of success for it. But what I also really liked is they work with local school systems to create a job site or a work learning experience for students that are in school. So if you're in one of our transition rooms and you, like some of our students do, we go to the senior center or we go to the church and do the backpack programs, or we were going to go to the animal shelter, this would be a place that their students got to do. So they go to the eQuest Center and they learn job skills, which is super, super cool that they do that. So I thought that was really special. The next one is Comprehensive Therapy Center, and I included them because they do all sorts of therapy, not just ABA. They do occupational family training, they do mental health therapy, they do speech therapy, and they do camps. So that was really cool. And one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about today is the Navigator. Now this is, we're going to click this. This is where I go to find local connections in all of our regions. And this is something that would be really cool for everybody. And it's through the Autism Alliance of Michigan. And it's called the Navigator. And you can go in here and type whatever county you're looking for in here. So we were looking at Kent County this week, one of the counties. And our category is, let's look at, and you don't have to put these in. You could just put them in if you're interested. Let's look at employment because that's one of the things we talk about in our grade band. And you would just search that. And it populates every organization in that county that helps with that service. So it's super, super cool. And you can scroll down here. It gives you a brief overview of what's available through that organization and their contact information. So I just thought this was a really cool service and I wanted to include it this week since we're getting ready to wrap up. And I know there's things that I missed that you guys might know of or would be more helpful for you to know. So that's the Michigan Navigator tool. And for sensory friendly, there was a ton of things this week, guys. Rebounders is a jump park, kind of like Sky Zone. And they do sensory friendly nights. There's a Miracle League, so the Miracle League baseball, so that every child has an opportunity to play baseball. They have Gold Meadow Farms, and that's a farm that you can go to and explore, and they have sensory friendly bags that you can use while you're there, as well as activities. Continuing with our sensory friendly, Western Michigan University does special sensory friendly performances with supported environments, so adjusted lightings and sounds. They do pre-show opportunities where you could go up on stage and meet the actors or just see what the set looks like. They have a quiet space if you get a little overwhelmed during the performance, and they have a social story to prep you for the show you're going to see, which is super cool. The Grand Rapids Children's Museum also has sensory bags like some of the other ones there, and they have a social story, which is cool. They have weighted suspenders and vests. They have fidget bracelets. They have emotional recognition cards. Very cool. And then in Kalamazoo, quite a few places were sensory friendly. The Kalamazoo Symphony Orchestra, the Civic Theater, and the Kalamazoo Museum all have opportunities for sensory friendly events. They have sensory friendly bags. They have sensory friendly shows. And I just thought that was really cool for especially for a symphony orchestra to do that. That's an opportunity that not a lot of people get to participate in, whether with sensory needs or without. So I thought that was really special. So wrapping up this week, we are in our 7th week of summer programming. There is no Wednesday Live. That will take place next week. It's Michigan Jeopardy as a wrap up to all the things that we have learned. So I hope you guys enjoyed this opening of Thursdays, or I hope you guys enjoyed beginning to explore East Central Michigan. Look forward to seeing you guys on Thursday. Bye.